Hello, tarot people, and welcome back to yet another celebrity tarot reading. You guys, so excited for this one. It's going to be incredible, okay? So we are reading on Miss Jessie Reyez. She is a Canadian singer, songwriter. Her genre is, I believe, R&B, pop. She has done some really amazing work singing, songwriting, and she's done some really cool features with really big hip-hop artists, Eminem, Black, Big Sean. So she recently put out some new stuff, which I have just been listening nonstop. She's just really talented, so I'm excited to look into her and see, just see what comes up about her life, her process, her really anything we get, her future, if we're going to be continuing to see more music coming from her. Yeah, really excited. If you don't know Jessie, I would recommend you look into her stuff. It's really cool. She's had some really great songs. Her song Figures about like 8-10 years ago, really good. If you want to get a cry out, really good to listen to. And then her more recent stuff is more like edgy, hip-hoppy, really fun stuff. I feel like she's just a personality that breaks barriers, not afraid to like say what she wants to say. Really different, sets herself aside from other like poppy female artists. Has that bit of edge to her, which is honestly why I love her, and I think her fan base really flocks towards her and her music is because of that, like that edgy type of kind of different sound, different look, everything. So yeah, so excited to see her. She's incredibly talented. She's from Toronto, which I thought was really cool because I didn't know that till recently, and I had just taken a trip to Toronto. And some of these like rocks here are actually not crystals, they're from like the Toronto Islands that I visited. So yeah, right off the beach. So put these here for Jessie since that's her hometown, Toronto. So yeah, I'm gonna jump right into this. Let's start with Miss Jessie Reyez's early life, family. What was it like growing up in Canada? Her roots are Colombian. She has Colombian roots. So what was it like being Colombian Canadian? What was her early life like? Give us some insight into that, please. Ooh, King of Pentacles, cool start. I'm getting a bit of her energy is like, she's just a sweet person, I feel. She, like this King of Pentacles, I keep looking at it. I'm getting a strong sense of like a caring nature, like very caring. She would give like the coat or the shirt off her back to somebody who needs it. That's the energy I'm feeling. Very like sharing, caring, compassionate to other people. I feel like that's the lens that she has. The outlook she has to the world is just like she wants to make the world a better place. That's the strong sense I'm getting right away. Okay. Two of Wands in reverse. Ooh. Okay, I'm getting that, and this is also evident from her music. I'm getting that she's been through some real pain here. And it makes sense if she has this very soft, so compassionate nature to her that, the world may have taken advantage of that to a degree. Other, people surrounding her may have seen that sensitivity and kind of, took advantage of that to a degree. She may have felt stomped all over by other people or society or the world. Growing up in a city life, Toronto life, it's not quite like New York City, but it's quieter, it's quainter, but it is like city life, so I could definitely see that. But I think that having those experiences of being a compassionate soul in a world that's maybe not as compassionate as her, it has prepared her for like creating, making it. I feel like it kind of sparked her creativity and has prepared her for honestly what she's seen in the music industry and in the industry. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what else comes out here. Okay, so when I was channeling her, when I was preparing for this video, I also was getting her song Gatekeeper very heavy. And if you don't know that song, I haven't listened to it in quite some time, but I was getting it. But it's a song about her experiences, I believe, in the music industry and being taken advantage of, and just being like chewed up and spit out pretty much in the industry, and having to like trade certain things, certain parts of her to get further, and just describing that, like the terrors of Hollywood and the industry and the culture and how things are and how it's just not a great place for young female artists with a dream, with talent. So that song came to mind. The Eight of Swords in reverse, and I'm seeing the words here, restriction. That's why I'm getting Gatekeeper, like her having to come face to face with people higher ups in the industry who are literal gatekeepers, who can really restrict her, blacklist her, do whatever they want, because they said so. They're the gatekeepers. So I'm getting that that was very, very impactful for her. Having those not so great experiences in the industry early on in her career was very, very impactful for her, for better or for worse. I'm also getting that to a degree she had a lack of support. I got the sense when I was channeling her that she has like very tight-knit family roots, but that they may, and I can clarify this later, but they may have just let her fly her wings and explore on her own, which she wanted to, and she's the type of soul and the type of person who needs that. I'm getting from her in those early experiences in Hollywood, in the music industry, putting her stuff out, trying to get more in the public eye, that she did have a lack of support there, and that people who she may, like connections that she may have initially thought or wanted to be on her side, really weren't at all. And kind of the opposite of that. They're not on her side. And I think she realized that very quickly with that song Gatekeeper that she put out. I think was almost like a catalyst. Her putting her foot down, saying, this is what happened to me, no more. I won't come face to face with these gatekeepers anymore. I will find another way. And I'm pretty sure that's kind of the route that she's taking. When I was, I wrote down earlier when I was channeling, like unconventional routes, meaning I believe Jessie is taking a pathway that's not the conventional way that female artists with a dream, with talent, with musical abilities take. I believe that Jessie is taking the road less traveled, and she's kind of doing it on her own. Like I also see like more commonly now, people who are talented kind of agreeing, saying to themselves they won't sign with the label, they won't take that route. I'm feeling like the similar energies with Jessie, that she refuses to take the conventional route, the conventional pathway. She wants to almost do it on her own because she feels that that's better for her. She doesn't want to be face to face with these gatekeepers, with these higher ups who will literally chew her up and spit her out. She almost wants to do it on her own. Spirit, let's see. I think in doing so, she has felt very isolated. I don't know her full story. I didn't research too much, but I'm seeing like her, flying out to, from Toronto to maybe Los Angeles or wherever opportunity she felt, or a place that would give her most opportunity, and feeling very, very isolated there, and like, was this a mistake, hopeless, like, what am I doing? I'm really out here alone. No one's on my side. I'm feeling like I have no decision. Like, I have no options. I need some guidance. And I think she turned to some form of spirituality here. I believe she did. I believe she got out of that funk, those hopeless thoughts, that hopeless energy, and she turned to her guides, or she turned to something to get her out of that hopelessness, depressive energy. And I think that's what sparked her even more of her creative spark, her happiness. And I think she's still on that journey of finding like what works for her. I really don't know her religion or spiritual beliefs, but I think she did turn to some form of belief here, which helped her kind of get out of a rut. And I feel like she would have kind of spiraled if it weren't for this. Her turning to her guides, or her turning to some sort of spirituality here, whether it be prayer, whatever, but I'm seeing her really meditating on things, doing some real reflection here, and her making a decision to not go to that hopeless place again, because it wasn't conducive to her. It wasn't conducive to her songwriting, creation. I'm getting that she found her blessings and her happiness through choosing her guides, through choosing her spirituality here. She's and turning inward. Yeah. Can we see because I didn't research this, what form of spirituality is Jessie practicing, or what does her meditative process look like? Can we get more insight into that process? Whatever it is, it's very rewarding for her. I'm getting a mixture of whatever she's doing. It's very, very rewarding for her. It kind of triggers her creative spark like wildly, and it kind of frees her from all of that negative energy. And I'm getting like some imagery of like decluttering and also detaching. So I think she really isolates in a good way and moves on from her past. Anything in her past that is not conducive to her creativity and career, I think she moves past it. So I feel like she keeps her circle very tight knit, like really just honestly probably family, maybe some friends, but anyone who's not fully supportive of her, she really clips, she moves on from, is what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing that process in itself is very, very rewarding for her, and that's when she creates her best work. I think that a large part of it is like, even like, I'm getting sleep is very important for her too. Like, I'm getting that she'll be dreaming and wake up and write down a really great idea, great song idea, great melody, and that would like kickstart her in writing a song, or kickstart her writing a new album. I'm getting that her like dream process is actually very important for her too. Like dreaming at night and waking up, like her subconscious work. I'm getting that kind of heavy. Yeah. That's very interesting. She may do like nighttime affirmations too, which can be very helpful. I think she does like spiritual cleansing things. She may like do things like lighting incense and like just clearing her space, making sure everything's clear, and going to sleep with the hopes of like allow her subconscious telling her where to lead her. Yeah. She's definitely dealt with like toxic people around her. She's alluded to this in her music, which I want to get into too, because it was hard to research, and I didn't do much of it, but I didn't really see much about her dating life and if she's dated like people in the industry. Yeah, let's get into that. All right, let's look into Jessie Reyez and her kickstart into the musical career, as well as her musical style, because it's very unique. She's been compared to people like Amy Winehouse, like the look, the sounds. It does have like a jazzy feel to it. The high notes, the deep notes, like her voice really ranges, and she takes advantage of that in her music. She tries to integrate, different elements of her voice and is not afraid to embrace that. So I'd like to look into her musical career and her style, her journey, how she got there. All right away I'm getting some imagery of Jessie and a couple of her music videos, which I want to touch on too. But I noticed when looking at some of her music videos, they're kind of a lot of them are centered on like death or like her dying. It sounds like very morbid, obviously, but her like being, for example, one of her music videos, Body Count, the whole premise is her being burned at the stake, like how witches used to get burned at the stake. It's literally displaying her, being made a witch who gets burned at the stake, and we see the whole thing, and it's pretty morbid. There's also another one, I believe it's Shutter Island, the music video for that, where she's like trapped in a water tank, and then it starts filling up with water, and she's like tied up and things like that. So I was getting that imagery. And also I think another video with her and Eminem, I believe it's Good Guy, has to do with death and them like just listen to the song. But yeah, that also Eminem just tends to do that too with the whole toxic relationship. It's kind of in line with that, and just it getting very, very, very extreme. So with this card, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, it says control there at the top. So I'm getting her lack of control. Like I'm getting the sense of her arms being tied behind her, like her being very restricted. Can you please clarify that? Is this with her music? Ooh, so when we were getting before that she's very caring, generous, sharing person, like generous person, willing to give the shoes off her feet for somebody, her clothes off her back for somebody else. She's that type of person. And I'm getting that whatever situation she was put in the music career, in the beginning of her music career, like that was taken advantage of, and she felt like that was just almost disappearing. That whole, like she was too good for that type of environment. It's so weird to say that, but like I think it was another video I was doing, or just like watching music videos, watching YouTube videos on like celebrities and tarot readings on them. But I was getting the sense of like Hollywood is not for the weak and it's not for the good. And it sounds bad, but if you're a good soul, like the energies don't line up, if you know what I mean. So it's like, and people even start calling it Holly weird because of all the weird stuff that goes down there, or yeah, said to go down there allegedly. I'm getting the energies, the vibrations don't match up for like good, kind-hearted people. And so they may come with their hopes, with their dreams, with their backpacks and stars in their eyes, and just like starry-eyed and innocent. And they'll either get sent home on a bus, or like they will kind of change. Do you know what I mean? So I'm getting that, not that Jessie like, you know, changed, but I'm getting that her kind, generous soul that she was born with, and you know, in Toronto, you know, that energy of her just feeding the homeless, or you know, riding on the subway and giving shoes to people, or you know, playing music on the street, like that kind of energy couldn't survive in Hollywood. So I'm getting it was a bit dampered because it had to be, you know. And I'm from New York, so I kind of understand this. It's like if you're nice walking around Manhattan, or you're looking too nice, or you're looking a certain way, you're gonna get talked to. So I see a lot of people, women, just trying to look unapproachable, trying to look not so good for their own safety. I see you, Bun. If you see my Bun is right there in the corner. She's in the video. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna see her by the time I edit this, but she's there. Hi, baby. Taro Bun. Anyway, yeah, so I'm getting that whole Hollywood would chew you up and spit you out and make you a whole different person because the energies are not aligning. Like, I feel like the good, and there are probably exceptions to this. I feel like this is a very bold statement. I don't think everyone in Hollywood is bad, or the surrounding areas, LA. You know, I know people and who live in California. They're very good people. You know, it's not everywhere. But I'm getting the general culture of like the music industry in these spots, in these cities. It's very difficult to serve for the good parts, the innocent parts of your personality to survive there, because the energies, the vibration's not lining up, the energy's not. I'm getting like the spark. You see this candle? If you come into Hollywood like that, there's a spark inside of you. Like, I'm getting that Hollywood has no oxygen, or not enough oxygen. That spark will just go down, you know? So yeah, that's what I'm getting that happened to Jessie, and probably so many other people. But I'm getting that maybe she had to transform or find different ways, like what we're talking about, like with unconventional roots, like find ways to not be face to face with these higher ups that would eliminate her flame, that would change who she is, that would take advantage of her, that would degrade her. I'm getting that she started thinking more creatively with and out of the box with her approach to getting her music out there. So I'm getting the whole gatekeeper thing, and being restricted, her hands tied in you know, behind her, like in that music video, being honestly fed to the wolves, and her spark being blown out, and her generous nature kind of not being able to survive in that area because it would be impossible to. She would, it just, spark, flame gets blown out. But I'm getting that Miss Jessie Reyez was victorious with getting her music out there, with achieving her goal. Spirit, can you clarify what Miss Jessie Reyez's goal was here? She was tested a lot. She was tested time and time again here. She went through a lot of heartache and did a lot of reflection. And she lost faith a lot. Her goal is to be happy. Her goal is to be happy, and she wants that happiness by putting out music that will make other people happy, and feel relatable. Feel like, there's music to describe how I'm feeling. She wants that for other people. And I'm getting her like riding around the streetcars in Toronto. I don't know if this really happened or not, but I'm getting this, that she was riding around the subways and the streetcars in Toronto, had her headphones in, whether it be Eminem playing or some other artist, some R&B artists, and she felt like they were taking the words out of her mouth in terms of experiences. This is what I'm going through. Thank you. And she's feeling so grateful for that she wanted to do that herself, and she felt like she could. And I'm getting that that's what sparked her pursuing music in the first place, because she was so impacted by other artists. She felt very strongly that she could do that as well and be those, that voice in other people's headphones that, emotionally impact them and make them feel relatable when they have no one, make them feel like, okay, there's someone else experiencing this, because they're literally singing about it in my earbuds. So yeah, I'm getting that. And Miss Jessie, you certainly achieved that goal. You certainly did. I was watching her Tiny Desk performance, and I can't tell you how many times I watched that. And I was in Toronto too, listening to that. But it was just, if you haven't listened to it, I advise you do it. She just amazing work, amazing artist, amazing vocals, amazing work, amazing music, relatable for so many females, males, everybody. Yeah, but I'm getting her goal is honestly to do that, to be that voice for other people who feel alone. And also she wants to find happiness. She really does. Miss Jessie really wants happiness, commitment. I do think she wants her family bloodline to go on. I think she values that. I feel like she thinks carrying her bloodline is worth it, even though it may be tough, with all these difficult circumstances, being in the limelight. But I'm getting that she slayed her demons, she slayed the lions. Her kids can too. Or yeah, her future bloodline can too. Spirit, does she want kids? Am I reading this right? Oh, yeah. I think like many others, she feels she has a choice to make with that biological clock. I think she's 33 or something. I think she has choices, she has decisions. I don't think she made up her mind yet. I think a part of her wants to carry on that bloodline, and create abundance for her and her family. Yeah, she definitely has that option. I think she'll miss like isolating though, in a weird way. She'll miss that creative process that she does of like isolating, cutting people off and detaching from energies that aren't conducive to her and her creative process. And she knows that, if she chooses a house, husband, a kid, that she's kind of, it's going to be different. She can't really do that whole isolating thing. and she'll have to choose family. She knows it'll be, difficult. Also, like, it may take away to some degree her independence that she really values as a strong female artist. She's very indie, like very different from other pop artists, R&B artists, or more pop artists. She's very different from, and really values that independence and like being different from mainstream. Like, I think she values that a lot. So yeah, I think she's still deciding probably about starting a family, and she knows there are pros and cons to it, but she's hopeful too. Thank you, Spirit. And it may bring back, this is an interesting card that just came out. It's going back to that generous soul that I was referring to before. It may bring her back almost full circle to like being that generous soul again, if you think about it, because you, as a mother, you have to provide for your family, caretake for your family, be generous for your kids, what I said before, the energy of taking your clothes off for your back for somebody else is kind of like a motherly energy, right? You would do the same thing for your kids. So I'm getting that if she does decide to do the family thing, that it would kind of bring her back to who she was before entering the industry, honestly. Being that generous soul again and having that flame, getting that flame back that was blown out earlier by the toxicity of Hollywood. All right, thank you. Got a lot there. Okay. Touched on a lot there about her musical career, her style. Okay, let's get to her dating life. I'm actually excited to learn this because she keeps it kind of quiet. She really does. She's actually not like front and center in the like music industry, in the public eye. She's there, like she's done a bunch of performances, like award show performances, talk show performances, like daily shows, talk shows. She did a TED Talk, like things like that. She's active in. So we're seeing her, but she's not front and center like how Britney was 2002. She's kind of like, in the background, kind of. She'll show up when she wants to show up. Is that purposeful? I feel like that's her tactic. Like, she's very indie, I'm getting. Like, she wants to be kind of not mainstream, and if she's front and center, that kind of makes her mainstream, right? She wants her fans to be like her fans because we like her music, not because she's like on the front cover of every magazine and you can't get away from her. I'm pretty sure that's Jessie's kind of doing that on purpose and taking the road less traveled by, because she doesn't necessarily, that's not her goal, is to be like talked about like in every household all the time. I don't think she's that kind of person. I think she really just cares about the music and other people relating to her music. Yeah, she wants to connect with her fan base, with the journey she took, with the lack of control that she felt, and kind of depict the story of, I gained my control back and this is how I did it and you can too. I didn't sign with these people. I actually saw the evil in these certain higher ups and certain people, and I said no. And I did it on my own, and it was harder. And I taped my music videos on my own, and I called up these features all on my own, and I did this and I did that all on my own. And I think she's in the process of like proving that you can be successful on your own in this industry, and you don't need these higher ups, these labels. You really don't. And I think that's what she's really going for. I don't think she's done proving her point yet. I think she's in the middle of doing that, but I think she's almost there. I mean, she just dropped with Big Sean and Lil Wayne. These are household hip-hop names. I think next is probably Nicki, to be quite honest. I think when she gets a feature with Nicki, that's going to be a little difficult because Nicki's very choosy, especially with female artists, but so is Jessie, is the thing. So I actually think that if they do it, I think it would be a really big break for Jessie. Like and it's kind of up in the air. I don't know if that's in works, but I'm feeling like because she just did one with Lil Wayne like a couple of weeks ago. So next is kind of Nicki, right? Very, very related. I see, and she did it with Eminem, so or featured with Eminem. So yeah, she's done R&B like features like Kehlani, Sam Smith, Daniel Caesar, Black. She did Calvin Harris, which is more like whatever genre that is, kind of poppy, I guess. And then she did like hip hop, like deep hip hop, Eminem, Big Sean, Lil Wayne. I'm feeling like she might do a collab or feature with a female rapper, female hip hop. I'm getting, if it's not Nicki, she'll probably go for Megan Thee Stallion, and it will be more. And the sound has to vibe, you know, because Jessie has a very distinct sound, right? And it will be overpowering with another female, right? So it has to mesh well. It really does. Party. I'm feeling like Nicki or Megan. And that's funny because they're kind of beefing. But yeah, and she has to be careful of like things like that too, like working with one person might blacklist you from working with another, the whole drama with that. My goodness, in hip hop especially. Yeah, I feel like Jessie's very particular and has her head on when she chooses who to work with. Like she's very, she thinks about it very deeply. And I feel like she's had some people say no, and she's totally okay with that. She's had to go back to the drawing board a few times. Mind you, I feel like she's doing this independently, like literally calling people up on their phone or DMing people or things like that. And yeah, so I think that's kind of difficult, like not going through assistants and labels and things like that, people doing it for you. I'm pretty sure she's doing it herself. So she's very brave and courageous for doing that, and for seeing people say no or left her in red or something. Can we get more on Jessie's dating life, please? I'm pretty sure this is referring to that. What's the dating life like? Because a lot of her music is about a heartbreak she's experienced. Her song Figures in particular, it goes like, I wish I can hurt you back. What would you do if you couldn't get me back? So, man, I'm feeling some real pain she's felt from these relationships, just because she was so generous and so compassionate and so loving and so dedicated. And then I'm feeling with the relationships she's had to juggle between the relationship and the career, and maybe that played a part, for better or for worse, with the downfall of whatever relationship she was in. And I'm feeling she saw the darkest sides of people. I'm getting that she's felt powerless in some relationships. She's felt her moral compass kind of going everywhere, her being influenced by other people, her compromising her own values for other people, her stretching herself thin for other people, her losing money from other people. Jeez, Jessie. Why? Yeah. She's felt trapped in these relationships because she loved somebody so much, but she wasn't even happy in them, is the thing. She's had to get herself out of kind of hellish situations. I'm getting like really demony hellish situations here. Jealousy, lack of trust, but thankfully she's freed herself from that. She's found ways. I'm really getting like her like almost in a maze, and like her finding different routes, different different paths, different routes out of things, and her really having to like muster up all this energy to like find these different pathways that are best for her, that like, you know, other people didn't create themselves. Like she had to do, like, what is it, break the mold herself. A lot of heartache. But also from heartache came friendship too. I think she's experienced both heartache and friendship from the same people. True heartache and true friendship from the same people. I think that's what made it so hard. Because she knew and she felt real friendship from these people. But on the same token, she felt real heartache from them too. From those experiences. Gang, she's had tower moments after tower moments after tower moments. Tower moment is just your tower falling down, and having your whole structure, your whole life, your whole everything that you built, have experienced, everything just falling to the ground, so you had to build it back up. I'm getting she's had several of those with love. Made her feel indifferent towards love at certain points. Made her lean more towards her what's more reliable for her, which is her music. She knows that, you know, someone can't take away her music. She makes that herself. She puts it out herself. No one can take that away. You know, especially if she's not dealing with these toxic higher ups, toxic industry people, and she's doing it herself. She knows that this is sacred to her. These are her music, these are her songs. She's putting them out. No one can take that away. People continually took away or diminished her value in her past relationships. Really put her through the ringer there, whatever happens. But this is the one thing, her music, her songwriting, the emotion she puts in it, that's the one thing that other people can't take away. It's beautiful. Thank you. All right, got a little bit about the dating life. I mean, I'm not getting specific people. I don't think she's really the type of person who is honestly vocal about that. I don't know if it, Spirit, can you tell me if it's someone in the mainstream or people in the mainstream she's dated, or is it more people in her, like, from Toronto or her personal life? I think on her journey, she's found people who've tested her in the industry, or no? I'm getting no. She's had to split paths from them, so I'm getting like she doesn't really see them anymore. So they're not really in the industry. I mean, I think these experiences really inspired her, though. Really sparked her creativity. That's what keeps coming out. Really gave her great abundance, because she's been really put through the ringer there. Yeah, I'm not getting clearly if it's someone in the industry, but if I were to guess, I don't think she really messes with anybody in the industry too much. I think it's kind of more professional than anything. Honestly, I feel like that's a good way to do things, like kind of keeping your workplace and your personal life a little separate there, you know. Okay, thank you. Let's see. Okay, let's go over Miss Jessie Reyez's inspiration. I know she shouts out in some of her songs, like, and people always like compare her to Amy Winehouse. Like, literally, I just showed one of my friends Jessie Reyez, and she was like, "Oh, she reminds me of Amy Winehouse." And yeah, like similar sound, similar look, like similar vibe. So yeah, let's get on Miss Jessie's inspiration. Who are her major inspirers? Inspiration. Yeah, I think people who also had similar situations where they kind of lost themselves in other people, right? Lost their sense of moral, or I don't want to say sense of morality, but their moral compass. I'm getting like kind of all over the place, compromising your values little by little till it's like, what I stood for, you know, since I was young is not what I stand for anymore after dealing with you. So I'm getting Amy like heavily too. People who were kind souls and were changed by other people, their environment, and had to lean on some form of comfort, substances, things like that. Really dark experiences. Yeah, this card keeps coming out. The Generosity card, King of Pentacles in reverse. Like your generous, kind, loving soul just being not a match to the environment or to the other person you're dealing with or people you're dealing with. And you have to either flee for that or change who you are, really. So I think the people who inspire her are people who have similar personality traits and experiences to her, those kind souls who had a dream and just had really an innocent goal there, like to put their work out, to relate with other people, to relate with them, to add value to the world, really make great music that other people enjoy and relate to and is emotionally impactful for other people, and just getting stomped on in the process, really. And I'm getting Amy Winehouse. I also wrote down Marilyn Monroe too. Marilyn, Bob Marley, like really kind, innocent souls, right? Gentle souls who were in a place that wasn't so gentle to them. And they had to free themselves from it. One way or the other. Thank you, Spirit. All right. We covered a lot. Let's get on future music, future events. Will Miss Jessie Reyez become more mainstream? Will we see her, or will she just kind of be more in the background there? What's her future in music like? She's continuing to heal, so I think we're gonna see that. And I think I'm feeling like we're gonna see her music. There you are. Buns over there somewhere. We're gonna see her music be reflective of the journey that she's on. So as she heals into her adulthood, into her, on this journey, we're going to start hearing about that in her music. So I don't think we're going to hear more heartache, heartbreak, if that's not what's going to go on in her life. If she's in a more healing energy, I think she's going to sing about that, and it's going to be great. And it's going to go from like death-filled music videos, which are very good, okay? The Eminem and the music videos of her being like on body count, being burned at the stake and Shutter Islands, and her feeling crazy and things like that. They were very good music, okay? It really was emotionally impactful for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, right? And groundbreaking. But as she heals, I feel like from those experiences, I feel like we're gonna see that music transform to something more healing. I'm getting changes in her home or home life. That could be like starting a family. Getting that she's going to continue being a very brave person, kind of slaying all of those demons and all of those dragons that come before her, all right, in the industry in Hollywood. Her doing more reflection, more meditation, more dreaming, nighttime dreaming, and her getting out of any situation. I'm gonna see more heartache too. I don't think she's done with that. I think she's gonna leave this though. At one point, I think she's going to leave that heartache, that heartbreak energy, and to turn to something more healing. I think she may lose a bit of her spirituality, or may transform too. I'm getting that she may have like a shift in her spiritual beliefs or practices as things start happening to her and for her. She experiences more heartache and loss, and she's gonna kind of pivot to what works for her. With whatever drama, heartache, loss that she goes through, whatever it is, she's going to be victorious of it. So even if she continues, I mean, that's life, right? But even if she continues seeing more loss, more heartbreak, more, just all these like adverse experiences, she's going to be very victorious out of all of them and make amazing music from all of those experiences, and she's going to be victorious no matter what the circumstances is. Going to rely on her friends, her loyalty. Yeah. All right, thank you for that. Anything else that we can go through for Miss Jessie Reyez that we didn't cover? Past, present, future. What else do we have here for Miss Jessie Reyez? Yeah, this generosity card, Six of Pentacles. She, no matter what she goes through, she's deep down, she's still that very generous soul, and she's still that kind-hearted person. Okay, no matter where she is, Hollywood, Los Angeles, even if the energy in her spark is kind of deflamed, deep down, it's still there. It's like this candle, even if it's not lit right now and I blow it out, it's still there and it still can be ignited. Okay, and I'm getting that's exactly what Jessie is. Even if she's not an energetic match to this certain place that she's in, she's still deep down that very kind, generous soul. You can't take that away. That's who she is. And this card came out a few times. She's still that feminine queen, that abundant feminine queen. If she does choose motherhood, she would be a wonderful mom. If she decides elsewhere, she's still going to be the beautiful, generous person that she is. Okay, she's going to be victorious in motherhood or elsewhere. I think she wants to do more though with her career. Be a little more recognized too. It's not at the front and center of her goal list to be more recognized, but it is there, just so her music is more recognized, really. I think that's what matters to her. She wants to reach a lot of people with her music to impact the most amount of people that she can and be that support for them. That's really her goal. Thank you for that. And she does deal with people in the industry talking about her. As a women spirit, there's a lot of women talking about her. Ooh, people who act innocent who are not. It's people who are acting innocent and who are kind of just throwing jabs at her or kind of putting curveballs in her way, putting obstacles in her way, but they're acting like they're innocent. They're not. It makes her uncertain about the field that she's in, really, but she knows she's belongs there. She's gonna get control of it though. She has more control than she may think. Yeah, she could reach any resolution. I think she just has to recognize how much control she has and how much she has done on her own to this point. It really is amazing. Okay, anything else? I think she has luck on her side. She has God on her side, spirit on her side. She is very determined here. Very determined. That spark is she has that kindness spark, that generous spark, but she is a real determined spark too. If she puts, she wants to do something, she will find a way. I'm telling you, she will find a way. Yeah, no matter what. I mean, it may make her really emotional, like put her through the ringer almost, but she will find a way. Yeah. Through all of these obstacles, she will find blessings coming from all of them. I'm getting that. Alrighty. Thank you. All right. Okay, last pull. Anything else on Miss Jessie Reyez in terms of her personal life, her future music, events that she should go through? She's going to get more ideas. She's going to get more collaborations, more people, and more methods. She's going to put all of the negative, toxic behind her, and she's going to have more abundance and more choices coming from that. Okay? She's going to go through gossip and people pretending to be there for her and see that sensitive side to her, but she's going to prevail. She's going to prevail regardless. Okay? She will be successful regardless. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for listening, watching our amazing reading on Miss Jessie Reyez. I feel like I pulled a lot on her personal life, her career, the collabs, features, what she's going through, who she is, what we're gonna see from her in the future, her inspirations. We talked about it all. Okay, you guys, so I'm so grateful to have you all here. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and comment. Who do you want to see next? All right, let me know in the comments. Let me know. I'm here. So thank you all again, and I will see you next time.